The recent surprising news that a Fox News anchor was caught in an affair that resulted in a divorce has fans paying notice. Before it was discovered that he was having an affair with a younger Fox producer, Jesse Watters was a well-known and contentious Fox News presenter. Even more startling, though, is the fact that Jesse Watters is not the only Fox anchor involved in the cheating controversy. Fans would never have imagined that Jesse Watters, one of Fox News' most controversial personalities, would be caught in an affair that ended in divorce. He initially gained notoriety by conducting man-on-the-street interviews, particularly on The O'Reilly Factor, where he frequently asked people about political matters. Because of his audacious and occasionally combative approach, he was well liked by people looking for conservative analysis with strong opinions. As a result of his popularity, he was given more flexibility and visibility by Fox News' Watters World show, and he eventually moved into primetime spots. He enjoyed what appeared to be the ideal personal life while concentrating on his profession. Noelle Inguajato, later known as Noelle Watters, married Jesse Watters in 2009. She was a co-worker at Fox News as well, and they developed a romantic relationship that was well known throughout the office. Noelle had held many positions at Fox, including those in the entertainment, fashion, and style divisions. In November 2011, their twin daughters, Ellie and Sophie, were born. Their marriage appeared steady and entwined with their personal and professional life at Fox for many years. However, fans were taken aback when Noelle revealed that Jesse Watters had an affair with Emma Digiovine in 2017. Emma was a considerably younger associate producer on Watters World, which added to the scandal. Jesse was in his late 30s at the time, while Emma was around 25. Jesse was surprised that he didn't want to keep this a secret any longer. He made the decision to go with his mistress and reveal everything as his wife had already discovered it. To report the extramarital affair, he personally visited the Fox News Human Resources Department. Fox said the relationship was consensual, which surprised me. However, Fox only sent Emma to another program because she was on his staff. This was intended to prevent conflicts of interest and ease office friction. The year after he reported himself to HR, the affair was made public, and his admirers were shocked to learn that he was acting in that manner behind closed doors. In late 2017, his wife filed for divorce because she could no longer stand it. Although Jesse revealed the connection to HR in 2017, it took him almost 2 years to formally begin dating Emma. Noelle suffered yet another setback when he began dating Emma after the divorce was finalized in 2019. In actuality, their divorce was formally finalized in March 2019, and he later remarried Emma in December of the same year. In a subsequent TV appearance, Jesse revealed to co-hosts on The Five that he had once deflated Emma's tires so she would require a lift from him. He made his courtship of her seem like a joke, but it caused a lot of people to take notice because he was married at the time, which makes it quite immoral. He lost a lot of followers because he wasn't bashful about it either. Sophie and Ellie are Jesse's twin daughters with Noelle. Following his marriage to Emma, he had 2 additional children, Georgina Post, born in April 2023, and Jesse Jr., born in April 2021. He is now a father to 4 children. This Fox News anchor's career was unaffected in any way by the fact that he was caught in an affair that ended in divorce. Indeed, he continued to be a prominent presence at the network. Only Emma was moved to a different area of the network and lost her job. Jesse, however, continued to perform and maintained his reputation. He has remained in his primetime roles, including being elevated to Jesse Watters Primetime in 2022. Jesse and Fox News came under intense scrutiny as a result of the controversy. Even though it didn't significantly affect his employment, it made a lot of people think about his accountability as a public figure, age disparities, ethics, and relationships at work. The power relations between a senior host and a younger associate producer are being examined by many. Additionally, some claim that after Jesse self-reported, the network handled the situation improperly. Concerns have been expressed by others regarding his continued jokes and claims that he began seeing Emma while he was married. Regarding his affair and his current relationship with Emma, Jesse has made numerous remarks and jokes. But depending on the tone, whenever he does this, it draws a lot of attention and criticism. Jesse had claimed in one part that it would be equivalent to having an affair if Emma cast a covert vote for Kamala Harris. Fans were very critical of this comment, with many recalling that he had previously strayed on his wife. Attention is still being drawn to Jesse Waters' affair and its repercussions, particularly because he continues to appear on Fox News today. Fans no longer discuss his issue unless he does something worse, such as some of his on-air remarks, and he continues to co-host The Five. Since the divorce, his ex-wife Noelle has kept a low profile in the public eye. There are suspicions that she has departed Fox News because she hasn't been seen on the network lately. This demonstrates how he was able to increase his notoriety on Fox News as his cheating ex-wife vanished from the public consciousness. However, Jesse Waters is not the only Fox News host to have been implicated in a divorce-causing affair. Instead, our next celebrity had an affair with a waitress in Las Vegas. Affair of Ed Henry. Ed Henry became well known as a television journalist, particularly at Fox News, for his political reporting. He had prestigious positions at Fox News before the scandals and affair that cost him his job. He worked at CNN before becoming their chief White House correspondent. Alongside Sandra Smith, he co-hosted America's Newsroom and rose to the position of chief national correspondent. He married Shirley Hung, a journalist and media professional, in June 2010. Together, the couple has 2 kids. In addition, Henry's previous marriage produced 2 children. However, after the Fox News anchor was exposed for having an affair, his career took a turn for the worse, and he was dismissed. In 2016, it was discovered that Ed Henry had an affair with Las Vegas waitress Natalia Lima. As it happened, they had begun dating in the spring of 2015 and had been together for roughly 10 months. There were numerous information in the media when the incident was made public. Natalia's text messages, pictures, and her descriptions of their interactions during Henry's trip to Las Vegas were all included. Natalie disclosed that they would get together whenever Henry was in town. Henry texted her, saying things like, "So beautiful, love that pic of you, and those eyes. Are you considering making love right now? Since I am. I will repeatedly make love to you in order to exhaust you and put you to sleep." The revelation was revealed by Natalie, who revealed every detail of their affair, including the texts she said were from him. She disclosed that Henry had met his wife at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, where they had first met. One thing led to another. Henry had asked her to his room. Natalie added that we would essentially simply have S***T anytime he was in town. His S***T drive is pretty high. Before we did anything, we were friends for a few years, and he's a wonderful man, a kinky nice guy. However, Natalie disclosed that Henry never bought her anything during their romance, and he only paid her rent for a month when she was struggling financially. But in order to keep his wife from noticing, he never used the ATM. After Natalie made the affair public, Fox News responded by claiming that Henry had taken a leave of absence. Fox stated that he was taking a break to attend to personal matters. Following the revelation of the affair, Henry was suspended for around 4 months. He was demoted at that period. He was given less on-air duties and was promoted to chief national correspondent rather than White House correspondent. Henry was publicly chastised by Roger Ailes, the CEO of Fox at the time, who stated that the affair calls into doubt Ed's judgment, particularly considering his role as a journalist. His marriage was severely strained by the affair, so he took a step back to try to patch things up with Shirley Hung. However, this didn't work out, and they ended up divorcing. Henry's relationship with Alana Stewart was later made public in late 2024. However, the incident had other consequences besides the divorce. 4 months or so after the leave of absence, Henry rejoined Fox News. He had to deal with another scandal within 3 or 4 years, and this time it cost him his position. A former employee's lawyer filed a complaint against Fox News Media on June 25, 2020, alleging that the former employee had engaged in deliberate sexual misconduct at work years prior. Henry was immediately suspended and taken off of on-air duties while an investigation was conducted. Thus, Fox News hired a private legal company. One to carry out an impartial examination of the claims, one that had not previously represented Fox in inquiries or lawsuits. Ed Henry was fired by Fox News right away following the probe. He lost his job as a result. Former Fox producer Jennifer Eckhart sued Henry and Fox News shortly after he was fired, alleging that Henry had raped her, forced her to do so, and threatened to retaliate. A pattern of misbehavior was alleged in the case. According to the lawsuit, Fox News should have known about Henry's wrongdoing years before the official complaint that resulted in his termination. It stated that other co-workers had previously complained and made allegations, but Fox had disregarded them. Nevertheless, Henry insisted that all of these interactions were consensual and that none of these encounters were not. His co-anchor on America's Newsroom, Sandra Smith, continued to work alone with rotating anchors until a replacement was found after Fox News deleted his profile from their website following his termination. Additionally, his publisher canceled his planned novel, Saving Colleen, a novel of the unbreakable bond between a brother and sister, which was supposed to be published in September 2020. Jennifer Eckhart's case continued for more than 5 years after his divorce, until the matter was ultimately resolved in June 2025. Although the settlement was not made public, many people believe it was mutually agreeable. However, it was a terrifying case that contained grave claims that Henry had committed wrongdoing between 2014 and 2017, which coincided with his involvement in the cheating scandal. Following a scandal involving infidelity and a lawsuit, Ed Henry ultimately lost his job. However, our next Fox News host was discovered having an affair with another married Fox employee, and he was forced to apologize to his wife in public. Affair of Charles Payne. Charles Viff Payne became well known as a television personality and financial journalist, primarily because of his work at Fox Business Network. Making Money with Charles Payne is hosted by him. Prior to joining Fox Business, he worked in the financial services industry as an entrepreneur and market analyst. Charles was married to Yvonne Payne and had 2 kids, but his personal life was largely kept under wraps. However, when rumors surfaced that he was having an affair, his supposedly peaceful existence changed. Charles officially acknowledged, rather than denied, that he was in fact having a 3-year intimate connection with a married political analyst who was a frequent guest on Fox networks between 2013 and 2016. He apologized to his wife, kids, and friends and labeled it an affair. The woman with whom he was having an affair did not work for Fox News. However, she contributed as a guest in the hopes of getting paid. She stated that all of her network appearances decreased once the affair ended, leading her to believe that Charles was the one responsible, using his influence to harm her career because they were no longer together. Even if he had apologized publicly, additional serious accusations surfaced before fans could move over the cheating incident. Political analyst Scotty Nell Hughes filed a startling lawsuit alleging that Charles forced her into a relationship and sexually assaulted her in July 2013. In return, he offered her contributor status and greater airtime. His involvement with the guest contributor, who likewise lost appearances after their breakup, looks to be a lot like this. Additionally, Scotty said that Fox News blacklisted her after she attempted to report the behavior and that Fox supposedly released the information about her affair in retaliation. Scotty claimed that she was under duress or coercion and that her relationship with Charles was not voluntary. Given all of these accusations, Fox Business was forced to suspend Charles Payne by July 2017 while an internal probe into his professional misconduct was conducted. According to the network, they take these kinds of problems very seriously and will look into them in detail. Charles was reinstated following the investigation. In September 2017, he was released from suspension. Although Charles's case was scaled back, the main legal battle went on. Some of Hughes's suit was dismissed by the court, but others were allowed to continue. Payne was under a cloud of reputational scrutiny as a result of the controversy. His public admission of an affair and denial of non-consensual allegations received extensive media coverage. The judicial proceedings took a long time, and the media focused on concerns about retaliation, power relations, and workplace ethics. According to the latest reports, Charles is still employed at Fox Business and is still wed to his wife in spite of the scandalous affair. However, an affair involving a few Fox News anchors resulted in other scandals and divorces. The next personality was a victim who became aware of her husband's infidelity and ended up divorcing him. Earhart, Ainsley. Ainsley Earhart is a well-known Fox News personality who is most recognized for co-hosting Fox and Friends. She became one of Fox News' main morning show hosts after joining the network in 2007. She emphasizes her Christian religion, her duty as a mother, and an optimistic, cheery attitude in her public appearance. The Light Within Me is one of her other works. Will Proctor, a former football player at Clemson University who is now a financial professional, married Ainsley back in 2012. Hayden, their daughter, was born in 2015 as a couple. After roughly 6 years of marriage, Ainsley and Will announced their separation in October 2018. Will filed for divorce shortly after. Will was accused of cheating on her in the documents and reports, which resulted in her being another Fox News anchor implicated in an affair that ended in divorce. To make things worse, Ainsley had proof that he had cheated on her with one of her best friends a few years prior. However, Will refuted all of the accusations, claiming that there was not a shred of truth to the claims I made about my affair. It seems like Ainsley wanted to end the relationship because she thought Michael was cheating. In October 2018, Ainsley released a statement announcing the separation. She underlined that they had made the decision to part ways after careful deliberation. Will filed for divorce shortly after, and it was finalized in 2019. Ainsley has talked about how hard it has been for her to co-parent with William since the divorce, particularly because he was having an affair. In essence, she finds it hard to see him and remembers his betrayal, but she prioritized co-parenting and motherhood. In order to facilitate co-parenting, she and William had to relocate to New York. Despite the divorce resulting from Will's adultery, Ainsley remained at Fox and Friends. She keeps waking up viewers on the national morning broadcast as the broadcast goes on. She has made greater use of the experience to discuss her faith, recovery, resiliency, being a single mother, and her hopes for the future. Ainsley, for instance, has stated that she would be receptive to love, placing her kid before herself while guarding her heart. In addition, she miscarried before becoming pregnant with Hayden. She has talked about her personal experiences and how it influenced her attitude to motherhood and life balance, including that loss. However, Ainsley is currently recuperating after getting engaged to another Fox News anchor, Sean Hannity. Prior to making their engagement public, the two had been in a private relationship for some time. In contrast to our next Fox News anchor, who was caught in an affair that resulted in a divorce, Ainsley was the victim of this cheating incident. Hegseth, Pete. Pete Hegseth, a veteran and former Fox News host, had a very chaotic marriage and personal life. He received a nomination to be the U.S. Defense Secretary. Pete's relationships and personal behavior have come under public scrutiny, and he has been married several times and has multiple children. Pete has actually acknowledged that he cheated on his first wife several times. He had roughly 5 affairs throughout that marriage alone. He also had an affair with Samantha, his ex-wife, during their second marriage. Even worse, he fathered a child with Jennifer Rochett, a different lady. In the end, she became his third wife. Even his mother had had enough of his incessant infidelity with his marriages. In 2018, his mother, Penelope, accused him of mistreating women in a strongly worded email. According to her email, he utilizes women for his own ego and power, belittles them, cheats, lies, and sleeps around. Although she later claimed that the email was composed out of rage, she never denied that it was accurate. His controversies persisted. At 2017, as he was going through a divorce, Pete attacked her at a California hotel. She claimed in a police complaint that he blocked the door, seized her phone, loomed over her, and she recalled repeatedly yelling no. However, Pete said that the meeting was consensual and that the accusations were false. In order to prevent a lawsuit that may have jeopardized his employment, he also stated that they reached a confidential deal with the accuser. These personal accusations and his habit of infidelity were brought back into the public eye when he was nominated for the defense secretary post. However, he persisted in defending himself. Despite this, he acknowledged cheating in previous marriages. Some of these Fox News anchors lost their jobs and were involved in larger controversies, but others were caught in affairs that ended in divorce. In your opinion, which of these scandals is the worst? Please share your opinions in the comments section. We appreciate you viewing this video.